If you thought Harry and Meghan's wedding was all fairy tales and roses, royal biographer Angela Levin is about to change your mind. She spent years up close with the royal family and even got rare personal access to Prince Harry himself, and she's not sugarcoating anything. Here are 19 ugly truths about Harry and Meghan's royal wedding, exposed by Angela Levin. Angela was writing Prince Harry's biography in 2017, and towards the end of writing the biography, she paid Harry a visit. It was a visit to finalize everything about the writing. When she got to Harry's quarters, she experienced something shocking and a bit out of place. An aide who was serving the prince called her aside and gave her a stern warning and told her to be very cautious, as Harry was very anxious and nervous about his relationship with Meghan.
If she wants to talk to someone before him, he steps back. He's very nervous. And I think that she commands it all, quite obviously, because this is not the Harry he was a few years ago. And the only reason he's not like that is he's following the requests of Meghan.
By this time, Harry's engagement to Meghan hadn't been announced yet, and preparations for the big day were already ongoing. So speaking to Harry about his fiancée would make him anxious, and the aide continued and said if Levin ever tried to mention Meghan or ask anything about her, he could get angry and ask her to leave. This was an absolute red flag, and Angela had noted this attitude of his earlier on. It seemed Meghan had put Harry under a strong spell even before she was married into the royal family. From the moment Meghan stepped into Harry's life, the control started. According to Levin, the control started from that very first day. On their first royal trip after their engagement in Nottingham on 1 December 2017, Levin was present and following their every step, and she witnessed something a newly engaged couple should not be doing. When it was time for the dignitaries to greet the couple and eventually congratulate them on their engagement, Meghan quickly pushed Harry aside and pulled him out of the way so she could be greeted first.
And also she pushes Harry out the way, or she pulls him, if she wants to go and he's still talking, she pulls him, she gives him a look, and he has to come with her. I don't think she realises that we all see that. Who does that?
This happened when they went inside to greet the executives. According to Levin, when she saw this, she said her heart sank, which indicated that there was actual trouble in paradise. At this gesture from Meghan, Harry looked so surprised. It was impossible to just end the plans, but Harry still moved on after Meghan showed who she really is. When it comes to control, Meghan Markle is the master of it. According to Levin, she observed that Meghan's affectionate physical closeness to Harry earlier on, such as hanging on to him and holding his hands as if she couldn't believe how lucky she was to have him, gradually turned into something else. It turned into what she described as a control mechanism of hand patting and even pulling to remind him that she is a hot cake in the famous market, that she always meets the rich and famous first, and gets bored if he talks for too long. Harry and Meghan's wedding looked perfect on the outside, but behind the scenes, things got messy. At one point, Harry came to pick up the tiara Meghan had chosen for her wedding hair. But when he arrived, Meghan wasn't there. Harry picked up the box, and instead of handling it carefully, he reportedly started poking at it. When someone pointed it out, he didn't apologize. He just said, "Is that it?" It didn't stop there. Harry then got into a confrontation with Queen Elizabeth's personal dresser, Angela Kelly. Word got back to the Queen, and she was not happy. Her response was, "It's not a toy." Not all tiaras are acceptable to be used, and Meghan knows about this, but allegedly didn't want to adhere. Levin claimed that Meghan initially requested to wear a beautiful emerald headdress, which is said to have come from Russia. But this is surprising. Why would Meghan want to wear something that would cause scandal and not even please the Queen? This tiara is a piece that the Queen reportedly denied because it had a scandal attached due to its murky post-Russian Revolution origin. Meghan knew all this, but still wanted to go ahead, but the Queen had to stop it before it was too late. There was also tension between Catherine and Meghan in the days leading up to the wedding. It all started over Princess Charlotte's bridesmaid dress fitting. Catherine texted Meghan saying Charlotte's dress was too big, too long, and too baggy, and that Charlotte had cried when she tried it on at home. But Meghan refused to get the dresses altered. The disagreement over how the dress fit led to a heated exchange between the two women, and both reportedly ended up in tears. To make things worse, Catherine had only recently given birth to Prince Louis and was described as quite emotional at the time. In the end, the tailor had to alter all 6 bridesmaids' dresses before the wedding. What should have been a simple fix turned into a full-blown fallout, and it was only the beginning of the rift between the two women.
Kate Middleton allegedly burst into tears after Meghan Markle compared Princess Charlotte unfavourably to her best friend Jessica Mulroney's daughter during a bridesmaid fitting ahead of the royal wedding.
Angela Levin didn't hold back when she noted that Meghan was never fit to be royal because Levin was shocked at the way Meghan Markle was doing things from the start.
How would you describe her as unfit for royalty?
Well, she's not, because she doesn't want to behave as if she's the wife of the 6 in line to the throne. She likes to lead. She likes it to be all about her. She wants to be out there in front. I don't mean she's not fit because she's not clever enough or beautiful enough or anything like that, but she just hated it. She hated being told what to do. She hated the protocols. So that's why I don't think she's right for it at all.
Levin referenced the first visit to Nottingham after their engagement. The way she acted wasn't the way a supposed royal should act, and other subsequent engagements leading up to the wedding showed that Meghan and royalty are 2 different roads.
It's breathtaking, her arrogance and her rudeness and her taking everything for granted and not giving anything back attitude. I think it's too shocking. I thought what she looked like was not at all attractive. It was all angry and powerful and don't do anything to me, otherwise you will suffer.
According to Levin, being in the royal family is a great burden that Meghan was unwilling to bear. Even Queen Elizabeth was calm and didn't react rashly when Meghan left the royal family. Yes, she was upset, but she was not shocked. According to Levin, this suggested that Meghan Markle's exit from the royal family was not a reaction based on maltreatment because the Queen acted modestly toward everyone. From the highest member of the monarchy to the lowest, they were treated the same, and there hasn't been any news that she maltreated her staff. The Queen suggested this was already a pre-existing intention, giving the impression that Meghan and the royal family were on 2 different paths.
I think that Meghan never wants to come back here because she hated the country and she hated being a member of the royal family, and she's not someone who wants to take 6th position. Harry's 6th in line to the throne. She didn't like that. She wants to be out there in front. So she doesn't want to come.
When Harry was consumed with love, or rather infatuation, he lost all his senses, and those around him tried to tell him, but he ignored them. Levin noted that signs of Meghan Markle's dominant nature were visible before the wedding, which brought back Harry's nervous and anxious state before the engagement announcement. People around him were concerned about him, but instead of taking time to think about his decision to marry Meghan, he chose to ignore it and pushed further with the marriage.
The late Prince Philip allegedly gave his grandson, Prince Harry, a stern warning about getting married to an actress ahead of his 2018 wedding to Meghan Markle.
Not up to 2 years later, Meghan made Harry lose all he had worked for all his life and asked him to chase the Hollywood spotlight with her. If this isn't heartless, then I don't know what to call it. According to Angela Levin, Meghan Markle controls Harry like a child. Harry has no power of his own to make decisions in the marriage. Before he makes any decision, he must consult Meghan, and if Meghan Markle isn't in support of the decision, then that decision won't work. The decision made must come from Meghan. Meghan Markle is now the head of the family, while Harry now poses as the neck. Even when it comes to Harry's speech, Meghan Markle writes it. And according to Levin, she does not do it out of love, but out of control. She tells Harry what to do, and Harry does it without hesitation.
Of course he's scared of Meghan. He's terrified of her. I think he would have gone away a long time ago. I think she's completely controlling him. And you see now that he's absolutely used to being behind her, doing what she wants. She moves him with her hand on his back, so he knows when to go forward. He knows that she's always leads.
Levin felt a bit uneasy with the new disposition of Harry. She noted that the 15 months she spent with Harry while documenting his biography were among the best months she had ever seen Prince Harry. You could feel happiness and fun surrounding him. He was lively and spoke easily. He wasn't conservative like the way he is now.
I spent 15 months with Prince Harry. The Prince Harry I knew was absolutely charming, instinctive like his mother, full of fun. And now he looks, when he's out, incredibly unhappy and very, very tense and resentful.
He was full of fun and brilliant with people who were damaged. This same liveliness made him create the Invictus Games for injured veterans of war, showing that he cares about their service. But the marriage to Meghan Markle spoiled everything. Levin now believes he has lost his own spirit. It seems he embraced depression and pain and sold his happiness. For Levin, listening to the Oprah interview felt like listening to a playlist of lies. Levin publicly alleged that there were over 30 lies in the couple's bombshell 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, saying they lied just to become popular. Their Human Rights Award that followed the interview, Levin noted, meant nothing because there was no proof to show they earned it or that what they said was even true.
Oprah Winfrey interview, which doesn't have any proof. There were over 30 lies in that interview.
Levin says that Meghan Markle isn't only cringeworthy in her actions, she is also ungrateful. Before coming into the royal family, she was only known as the girl from Suits and the briefcase girl. But after joining the royal family, she became extremely popular and wealthy, and many people wanted to become like her. When she was still in the royal family, she was loved, but when she left, instead of showing some iota of gratitude, she came for the royal family and started speaking negatively about the monarchy and what happened to her in the family. According to Levin, she preferred spitefulness.
That you can't actually continue to do that without any gratitude. There was no gratitude. Meghan wouldn't be known for anything if she hadn't actually married Harry and been in the royal family. But she, her wedding was £132 million, no gratitude. And the whole thing was to destroy them and to, get rid of them.
According to many reports, Harry is homesick and feeling trapped. He misses his family and wants to return, but the situation around him makes it difficult. Having made it clear that she is happy with the life they built in California, Meghan reportedly doesn't want to move 2 steps back. Levin was very brutal when she noted that anything Meghan Markle lays her hands on fails. Her podcast deal with Spotify was described as a huge disappointment because everything focused mainly on Meghan herself. Her constant me approach allegedly made the program fail, leading Spotify to part ways after just 1 season.
I don't think she's got an idea of how she comes across. That's the thing. And I do think genuinely she believes that everybody is completely interested in her.
Her Netflix show. With Love, Meghan reportedly failed to reach Netflix's top 300 programs, and their original Netflix deal that once dominated headlines has not been renewed. Everything they planned reportedly crashed, leaving them with little success. Subsequent clips from their joint engagements show Meghan Markle always wanting to be first. Even on their trip to Morocco, when it was time to greet top dignitaries who came to welcome them, Meghan quickly walked ahead of Harry and shook hands first.
Thank you. Such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Hello.
Meghan often directed Harry on what to do, and he followed to avoid conflict. During their Nottingham visit, Levin observed Meghan pushing and pulling Harry aside so she could be greeted first. This pattern reportedly began immediately and never stopped. Meghan Markle's influence on Harry was said to be so strong that she turned him into a hard-done-by victim. He began criticizing his old-fashioned and restrictive family and verbally attacking them without remorse, despite being wealthy and married to someone he claimed to love. Levin linked this shift directly to Meghan's influence.
I think he's passing on his own unhappiness through blaming all the royals.
According to Levin, even Meghan's mother couldn't contain the situation. Doria was living with them and helping take care of the children during their self-proclaimed tour. but allegedly decided to leave because she couldn't tolerate Meghan's constant complaints and drama and wanted her own life elsewhere.
It's very, very bad for both of them. Meghan, who screamed, "Don't leave me, don't leave me," and Harry, who actually has leaned on his mother-in-law to be helpful emotionally to him.
With Meghan and her mother in the house, Harry was reportedly outnumbered. According to Levin, it became 2 against 1. Since Harry met Meghan and her mother, he reportedly began giving in and walking behind them. Levin argued this dynamic dismantled Harry's sense of identity and independence. Harry couldn't think on his own and waited for Meghan to take the first step before acting, making it seem like he was living in a nightmare he couldn't wake up from. What are your thoughts about Angela Levin's expose regarding Harry and Meghan? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.